Band. That's right. It's KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM, 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. That means it's once again time for Open Mic Radio. Let's get it rolling with one from our featured guest this afternoon. This is a song released earlier this year in a band called Drona. This is Where I Stand.
Second guess myself, maybe guess again, coffee of sound, cover me with night, where I stand, and the places I have been. And proud, held my hands up to the wind, and I felt the breeze. I felt your hand pulling at my sleeve, and where I stand, and the places I have been. Will go and have gone to, and where I stand, and the places I have been, will go and have gone to.
All right, welcome to the program, everyone. It's Open Mic Radio. It is Saturday, August 20th, and glad you joined us. We do this every Saturday afternoon from 4 o'clock until 6 o'clock, and it's live music and interviews with some of Missouri's finest musicians and bands. My name is Mike Hagan. I'm joined once again by Kind Kurt, providing the theme music and some fun.
Hello, Prairie Home.
And yeah, that's what we do. We feature awesome local, regional music and the artists who create it. Got another lovely summer weekend. Weather just beautiful considering it's middle of August or end of August, I guess, close to it. Anyway, well, lot to do in the Columbia area on the weekends, so I hope you find a way to enjoy some of it, okay? I've got a great show for you all this afternoon. Drona is with us in the studio. They've got they've got a bunch of cool things happening. We're going to hear a few songs from them live in the studio here in just a short bit. We'll also be featuring songs from their 22 release LP1 throughout the program. They've got a few other singles and things that they've released over the last year or so. So we'll kind of deep into their folder of achievements here, and we'll see what we can find, okay? Anyway, we're going to have some fun like we always do every Saturday on Open Mic Radio. We'll also do a rundown of some things that are happening around town tonight and tomorrow, perhaps a little bit later in the week. Lots to do, so get out there, have some fun, all right? Now, you never know who else might stop in. In fact, we've got my good friend David Dearnley in the hallway there. He's got a show tonight. We're going to talk with Dave in a little bit. There are a couple other folks that may be stopping by, so if that's the case, we'll fit them in, okay? If you are in the area, 401 Bernadette Drive, this is the new digs for KOPN, so the doors are open if you want to come and say hi. We're always happy if you're a friendly, okay? You can stop in, swing on by if you're in the area. And if not, give me a call here, 573-443-8255. 573-443-7380 if you'd like to call and say hi, or if you got something going on, you got a show you might want to promote, or maybe you just want to tell us what you did last night. We're love to say hi to you, okay? All right, couple more quick things before we get to Drona. Big thanks to TK, grooving on the one mic since 2 p.m. Before that, we got Morgan and the Motherland Jam. Awesome music from the continent of Africa. Great show in particular today. I was listening all afternoon, and there's a song, in fact, when Ross Shumba comes in at 6 for the reggae party, we're going to have to talk to him about a song that I heard Morgan play this afternoon, because those guys are pretty tight, you know. So anyway, okay. We've got the wheel from 4 until 6. That's Open Mic Radio. Hang around afterwards. Ross Shumba and reggae party! Reggae party coming at you from 6 until 8. That's the best, honestly, in roots rock reggae music. Right here in mid-Missouri, and Ross Shumba brings it to you like nobody else, okay? Speaking of Ross Shumba, he performed Wednesday night at the Oakland Park. There's a project that was called the Universal Drum Appeal. Remember that, Dave? Anyway, it was a huge group of people that all played different types of percussion, and they toured a little bit and played some shows around mid-Missouri here back probably 15, 20 years ago. I'm not sure. But anyway, Ross Shumba is one of the central players in that project, the Universal Drum Appeal, but he's now got a solo thing going. So it is... what did he call it? I think he called it the Ross Shumba Solo Tour.
One drum, one love.
One drum, one love, baby. All right. Anyway, good for him, and congratulations on that tour. I hope you keep it going and have a lot of fun. Okay. All right. 8 o'clock tonight. Chris Takes the Helm. Blues on Broadway. 8 to 11. Keep it dialed in here. KOPN around the clock. All right. Okay. We were away last week. We made room for Big Cat Matt and the Rockabilly Corner. If you are not aware, the second Saturday of every month, we share this time slot with Big Cat Matt and a Rockabilly Corner, which, again, fantastic selections of music from the early country and rockabilly genres. Matt is a savant of sorts when it comes to that type of music, and I really enjoy his show. So anyway, we were gone last week. Matt did his thing. A couple weeks ago, however, we had jazz sensation Samantha Furkey with us here in the studio. And we also had a visit from Violet Vandahar. She played a few songs for us as well. We had live music from Sam and her bass player, whose name is Mickey Jameson. Anyway, it was awesome, and a wonderful live performance by everybody involved. And once again, John Lamb did some awesome video work for us, and we got a couple great recordings. If you'd like to check them out, you can find them on the website. Go to MikeHagan.com and click on the little button that says Open Mic Radio. And you can find all the old, the archived episodes of this program. Plus, there's some really cool video now from the last few weeks that John has been putting together. And I mean, they're really cool. The sound's great. The video is great. And he is here with us again this afternoon. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we get on the video as well today. So, okay. KOPN.org. What?
Can I
Sure.
wish everybody a happy National Radio Day
Is that what
today?
it is?
It is today.
National Radio Day.
National Radio Day.
All right.
That's why I thought we showed up.
That's the only reason. All right, happy National Radio. Now, Kurt could be totally BSing me. I mean, it may be nothing of the sort, but hey.
It is.
Okay, I believe you. All right, on the web, kopn.org. We're streaming live all the time. If you're not in the local area, you can hear us all around the world. And my website, once again, mikehagan.com. Okay, for today's show, we are joined by the Columbia-based indie rock group. They are called Drona. They are a trio of multi-instrumentalists. They're making some really cool music, and they're also siblings. I am very happy to have them with us today. So let's quickly say hello to Drona. Hi, y'all.
Hey, open mic.
All right. We've got Arjuna, Surya, and Pasha with us. And before we get too deep into the conversation, we're going to see if they'll play us a song. You guys want to do one for us?
Yeah. This song is called When I Rest for a Moment, and it's from our EP, Friends and Family.
All right, everybody. It's Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM, and this is Drona.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Tired of waiting around, nothing ever starts. But you can write a note and you can bury it in your heart. When autumn comes around, would you be there for me? I feel like we're apart, but you're a part of me. So why would you say that it's better off this way when all I think of is you? When I try and rest for a moment, I tried to say your name, but I wrote it on a postcard, and I sent it to your house to call you down when you come out. Would you come down? Would you come down? Would you come down from standing in the front yard? So why would you say that it's better off this way when all I think of is you? When I try and rest for a moment, I didn't believe you, but you turned around. You did exactly what you said. When I meet you, I try to speak to you, open my mouth, and I forget. And I forget. So why would you say that it's better off this way when all I think of is you? When I try and rest for a moment.
Woo! Oh, yeah. All right. Wonderful stuff. Great way to get the show started. Let's say hello really quickly to our guest today. This is the band Drona. Let's start with the young lady on the left or the right, depending on which way you're looking at it. Why don't you pull that microphone down toward you, Pasha? Get it right up close. Don't be shy. Same with you. So I'll grab your mics now. Great. Okay, so you first. You are?
My name is Pasha.
Okay. And Pasha, you're playing the bass this afternoon?
Yes.
You play more than one instrument? I know many of you, or the three of you, all kind of mix it up a little bit and play different instruments. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mostly play bass guitar and some electric guitar also.
Okay.
I don't really play drums.
All right. Do you have any aspiration to play the drums?
Oh, yeah.
You're actually running the drum machine
but
this
yeah.
afternoon, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
808.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to get back and we'll talk with you in a little bit. I want to introduce everybody first, and then we're going to say hi to my buddy Dave, who's got something going on this evening. But Arjuna, right in the middle here.
Yes.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming down this afternoon.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Tell me a little bit about yourself and the project of Drona. Are you the driving force behind it? You're the oldest of the family here.
I
It looks
am the
like
oldest. I'm definitely not the driving force. It's definitely we're all equal parts in this. I write a lot of our live material, but Pasha and Surya are also like primary songwriters. We all write songs for our projects, and then Surya a lot of the time is writing bass parts and Pasha or drum parts, and Pasha's writing bass parts. So we all kind of it's a collaborative process.
Okay. All right. So for this moment, at least, you're playing a 6-string guitar, though, a nice little acoustic one with a cutaway. And then your brother here, Surya, is playing a nice little, almost like a parlor style, smaller, maybe 3/4 size guitar or something.
7/8.
7/8. Yeah. Is that little mini GS, the Taylor?
This one's an Ibanez, travel guitar.
Okay.
But we got it to bring on just like a road trip or vacation or something.
It sounds great.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
it's nice.
Yeah, you get great sound out of it. So, okay, so hold that thought for just a second, and I'm going to have Mr. Dave Dearnley come in for a second if you want. Hey, Dave, join us, will you? And Pasha, since you're close enough, I'm going to have Dave grab that microphone for a second. David Dearnley in the house. This is the band Drona and Mr. David Dearnley. I've been friends with Dave for many years, and as I said earlier, is a fantastic musician around these parts, and haven't seen him for a long time. So it's great to see Dave, and great to have him back here in the studio with us. What do you got going this evening, Dave?
Well, I'm sitting in with Clayton Hicklin over at Jazz tonight.
The restaurant.
Yeah, 5:30 to 8:30. We've been doing a monthly thing over there. I've been over there 3 or 4 times with him, maybe. So.
Really?
Yeah, it's a really fun gig.
That's awesome. That's a great restaurant, too, if you want to have a nice dinner.
Yeah.
Where do they set you guys up? Is it in that corner? It's not above. Is it set up?
To the back and to the left.
To the left.
Yeah, they've got like an elevated stage.
Yeah, I remember. I haven't been there for a long time, but I remember an elevated stage in the back left.
You know, I've been a musician a long time, and usually restaurant gigs they're kind of like slamming your finger in a door. But you know, because you don't have fun, the people eating don't have fun. But this has been a really cool deal. It's So anyway.
Right on. Okay. Have you ever played with Clayton before?
Oh yeah, I've played. I don't know a bunch of times with him now.
Yeah. All right. What's happening with some of your other projects? You've been out and about with the Daves or with Weber or anybody?
Yeah, the Daves are down at Cooper's Landing last week. Scrappers were supposed to have a gig with Pat Reedy. He was through town, but that was the night all the thunderstorms came. That was a Cooper's Landing gig. And Scrappers, one guy's a builder, one guy works in yards, and one guy's a farmer. So, it's pretty tough to do. And I don't do anything, so I'm ready to do a gig all the time with those guys. I don't know. It gets to the end of the day, and they don't want to play music. They want to take a nap. So,
you got any new equipment lately?
Actually, I've been getting rid of equipment. Is that me hitting that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's a little. It's because you're such an electric gentleman. He just shorten everything out when you come in here.
I'm afraid of anything that plugs in. You know that.
So, what's the makeup of the group tonight?
Tonight, Joe Hinkabon usually plays mandolin, but he's gone tonight. But it's Austin Wilson playing bass. Tony Lofton's going to play for the first time with us tonight. And I don't know if he's playing sax or flute. I'm not sure what he's doing. And me, and then Clayton.
Awesome.
Clayton Hicklin.
All right. So once again, that's at Jazz tonight from
5:30 to 8:30.
5:30 to 8:30. Great music tonight at a great restaurant. That's down there by Dick's Sporting Goods. It's off of Stadium around
Yeah.
Worley, I guess.
Yeah, right across the street, basically.
Actually, yeah, I keep forgetting we're not downtown when I'm sitting here, but yeah, it's really not far from the station here. So, awesome. Well, I'm really glad to see you, and I'm glad you're doing well.
Yeah, well,
and we'll have to get together and have a smoke one of these nights.
Yeah, thanks for letting me say hello, and man, get back to these guys. What a great sound. Good to hear you guys.
All right, Dave, appreciate it, man.
All right, bye-bye.
Tell everyone I said hi, okay?
Yes.
All right, the one and only David Dearnley. Great to see Dave. Haven't seen him for quite some time, and he's one of my faves around these parts. So, okay, now we have with us again the local three-piece. You know, it's my favorite makeup of a rock and roll band is a three-piece.
Gotta be a three-piece.
Always loved a three-piece. I love bigger bands or whatever too, but my favorite bands when I was younger, and even to this day, most of them are three pieces.
3 is a magic number.
3 is a magic number, and it's amazing what 3 good musicians that really relate to one another and know each other well can do. And sometimes I think less is more in that sense, where you get 4, 5, 6 people, and yeah, you can make a great band. I'm not giving anyone a hard time about it, but there's something about that threesome that I've always liked. So, okay, so let's talk a little bit about your background. You guys are you from Columbia originally?
Yeah, we grew up in Columbia, East Campus.
Same house.
Yeah, we've just been in the same house the whole time, but we grew up in Columbia and in a super musical household. My dad and mom are super into music, and we always go to concerts and traveling to St. Louis and Kansas City to concerts, and then occasionally here, sometimes the jazz series here. So we're always immersed in music, which really kind of get to marinate in different genres and different inspirations. So it kind of...
Okay, so before we talk more about that stuff, let's talk about how you would actually describe Drona then as a project.
Let Pasha.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of different influences. Like we go to a lot of live concerts, like in St. Louis and Kansas City, and we've been playing since we were really little. So we've gotten like introduced to a lot of different kinds of music.
So lots of different genres, lots of different backgrounds, lots of different influences.
As a project, we really started. I picked up an instrument just last summer. I started playing guitar. Before that, I dabbled a little bit in bass. Surrey was, he was getting pretty good at drums and guitar, and he had some bands with his friends, and then Pasha didn't really play anything. But really last summer, actually they're having an anniversary party today, but Kyle from HIT was telling us about a possible opportunity for a rooftop gig, and so I had some songs written, and Surrey and Pasha had some written, and we were like, oh my gosh, we need to make a band. We need to play on top of the roof. We need to quickly make a band. So we thought of a name, and we started drilling over the last couple summer months to get ready for it. And that event didn't happen, but the Darkroom showcase, the CPS Darkroom showcase event happened, and that was a perfect opportunity. That happened in September. So
that's awesome. I'm familiar with the Darkroom folks, and Kyle's a good friend as well. In fact, I think there's something going on at Hit Records tonight, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's on our list, Kurt, or maybe before we do our update, we can see if there's something going on at Hit Records tonight. I think there's a show. Okay, so with regard to influences, let's talk more about actual who you really dig,
favorite band.
First you, sir, yeah.
Ruben's Accomplice. It's a really small Midwest emo band from, like a folky Midwest emo band from
early 2000s.
Yeah.
All right.
They have a few
Ruben's
songs.
Accomplice. That's one I'm not familiar with.
From the Southwest. Just I think. Yeah. Arizona.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
So they have about 4 likes on their YouTube accounts and stuff.
Hey,
but
that doesn't
one
mean
album,
much, does it? It really doesn't. I mean, that doesn't show what you got just because somebody doesn't have 1,000 million views or whatever. They can still be awesome. I mean, I've seen so many great artists and just pieces of art in general, whether it's music or other things, that very unknown for the most part to lots of people. So it's a thrill to be able to share that stuff and to get to discover it. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great finding new bands and new music that you that really strike you. So cool. Ruben's Accomplice. All right, make a note. We'll check them out. Arjuna, who are you liking these days?
As a specific right now, my favorite is probably Millie, and I think they're a Philadelphia band. Not 100% sure, but it's kind of like a shoegazy indie rock band, which that's kind of our main influence, is that 90s and early 2000s kind of alternative rock, like, and then subgenres like shoegaze and math rock and just indie rock. We love Dinosaur Jr. And, Sebadoh. And,
nice.
Some other bands like Braid and those kinds of things. And so those bands are what really inspired us to play, and that's what we draw from when we're writing music. But then we also take things from, like, we have a song on our list, and then maybe we could possibly play it today, maybe Ripple, and it's like a black metal inspired
I've
song.
actually listened to it. It's the last track on your record.
Yes, yeah. And then we have some other songs that are like very, very folk centered, and then some we love just like Atlanta trap music. So we have an 808 kit with us today, just adding a little bit of that in, and really like just very complicated indie rock and really heavy music. Just spans all across the board.
I don't know if you're familiar with math rock, but it's like super complicated.
Yeah, in fact, there's a band that I'm very fond of. They're called D, as in dog, Numbers. D Numbers. Oh. And they're a killer math rock band. Wow. From a few years back. I'm not sure if they're still making music, but God, they kicked ass. Yeah. All right, Pasha, who you listen to these days?
I like a few different girl bands like Biba Doobie and Snail Mail. I also have been listening to Bake Sale, the album by Sebadoh, a lot. But yeah, I got influenced by Snail Mail and Biba Doobie, and that's the reason that I actually wanted to like start playing bass, because there's a song.
Biba Doobie.
Yeah, there's a song by Biba Doobie called "She Plays Bass."
I love it.
Yeah, and it has a really cool video. Yeah.
Cool. All right, so when I heard the first song that you guys just played, I heard in my head influences that sounded to me. I heard Modest Mouse, I heard Death Cab for Cutie, and I heard Band of Horses.
Oh, nice.
Those were three that I thought, wow, there's. I'm not comparing you directly, but I definitely could kind of had that kind of a feel. So I kind of get where you're coming from. So, all right, let's play another song. You got plenty to play, right?
Yes.
Let's do another one. And I want to say hi to my buddy Bummy, who's in the house, and we'll get you in here in a few minutes, okay, dude? And we'll see what's up with this young man. He's always got a lot of projects happening around town too. So, Bummy in the house. We've got Drona with us in the studio. Dave Dearnley just stopped by. Great to see Dave. If you're out there and you want to say hi, 573-443-8255. 573-443-7380. That'll get you through to the studio here, okay? All right, but we are going to hear another song from our guests this afternoon. They are called Drona. They're a three-piece indie rock band from Columbia, Missouri, and I'm thrilled to have them with us this afternoon. So let's see what they're going to do for us. What do you got, Arjuna?
This song is actually one that Surrey wrote, and it's called Lotus Thin Finger, but abbreviated, the abridged name is just Lotus. So we're going to play this for you, Lotus.
All right, very good. Once again, Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia. We're on the web at 89.5 FM. No, we're not. It's KOPN.org. And yes, I'll just shut up. Open Mic Radio, and this is Drona.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're still buoyant. feel a feeling. Only if you had one good reason. And you could tell me over and over again, but I don't remember. I never do. It always seems that a lotus doesn't float forever, but you're still buoyant. Slowly submerging. You would not remember me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Love it. The harmonies are
The
just
harmonies are excellent. Yeah.
Thank you.
How about it, huh? Yeah. Okay. Wonderful stuff. Okay, Drona in the studio with us this afternoon and playing some live music for us. Love it. And you're listening to it here, 89.5 FM. It's Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia. We're going to come back and talk with the band about some more of their stuff here in just a little bit. But we've got a friend in the house that's going to come in and say hi real fast. Bummy, how you doing, my brother?
Oh, I'm doing great. How about yourself, Mike?
Nice to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you too. It's
I
always
like
good.
the haircut, dude.
Oh, thank you. It went through multiple changes very quickly.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This was a spur of
I
the
know how
moment.
you roll. Trust me.
Yeah, I laid down a trash bag on my room floor, and my girlfriend just went at it.
All right. So, are you familiar with any of the band members
Yeah.
here?
So actually, Surrey was a good friend of my friend Brendan when we were in Self Hug for a while
Yeah.
before that broke apart, and then also Drona performed during a performance that I hosted at Rose with Blackwater backing me and Manny Petty also performing. So that was
Nice.
really fun
All right.
too.
You know, Blackwater did a show last night with the sweaters.
yeah, man, I went
think.
to that.
Were you at that
it
show?
It was the sweaters, it was Blackwater, and it was Ruby Lane, and they
Ruby
killed
Lane,
it. They killed it. Yeah.
Ruby Lane's going to be here October 29th. As a matter of fact, they'll be here in the studio.
Oh
and
no
we'll get some
way!
stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and I thought that Eli Marshall, the guy who plays bass for Blackwater, might. I think he's singing now.
I was about to say he does vocals now.
Yeah, but anyway, he's a friend of mine, a neighbor, as a matter of fact. I've known him since he was just a little boy.
Oh, really?
But anyway,
That's funny.
he may stop down and say hi this afternoon.
Oh, sweet.
But anyway, that's cool. You were at the show last night.
Yeah, man, I had to pull through.
What kind of crowd did they have?
A big one.
Really?
It was pretty diverse for the most part regarding age groups, stuff like that. But I mean,
But a good show.
Yeah. It was a great show. Sweaters did great. Blackwater did great. I had to leave during like the middle of Ruby Lane's, but I mean, even like a couple songs from them was amazing. So,
Well, I think the Sweaters have a new record that's out, or they released something in the last month or so, probably, and they're tight too.
they sounded really good. Like
Really
I
good
did
songwriting.
not remember them sounding as good as they did last night. I mean, I hadn't heard like a show from them in maybe like a year or two.
Yeah, they've
at
made
this
a lot of
point,
progress,
so.
and they're writing some good songs. They got some pretty cool songwriting. So
Yeah, for real.
right on. What's up with you?
I just got off of an over 2-month music hiatus, so I'm back. I'm back in business, and I'm actually working with Adam, the singer from Ruby Lane, on a rap duo project.
Really?
We're trying to bring a couple new things to the hip hop genre. I mean, some other things that I've experimented before in the past, but we're kind of.
Well, Adam's sharp.
Oh yeah, especially in the studio. It's really fun to work with him. We've been getting together the past couple mornings. We got to move it to nights now, but yeah, we've been in the studio for a minute. We're working on a little tape or an album. We don't know yet, but
All right. Well, when you're ready, you get a hold of me, and we'll get you down here.
oh,
You
don't
guys-
worry,
you guys do
for
it.
sure,
All right?
I've been planning on it. we got some cool stuff to show you.
Right on. All right, cool. What else happening? You got anything going tonight?
Man, nothing going on tonight. Going home, eating some ribs, and going to bed. Maybe drinking a beer or two. I don't know.
You got some fans of that action out there.
Oh
so.
yeah, for sure. Nothing too big in the works right now, except for that little project. And then I think once we go on the release of that project, we're gonna try to take it to some venues and try to do some cool stuff after that. Might get into another solo project, but we'll see. I'm taking it slow after the hiatus. You know,
Right.
I don't want to push myself too far into
Well,
it again.
I've told you many times, you got a lot of great ideas, and you're super creative, and you got some great stuff out there already. So
I appreciate that.
I always look forward to seeing what you're going to do next.
Yes, sir. I really
So,
appreciate that. Thank
All right.
you.
All right, my friend. I'll catch you later.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, it's always good to see you, man.
I appreciate you coming down.
Good to
right.
see you guys too.
Bummy.
Peace
Yeah.
out, guys.
All right, Bummy in the house. Hey, if people want to get a hold of you, find you, whatever.
Oh yes, my on Instagram is Bummy Music, just BUMMYMUSIC. And then if you want to find me on any music platforms, that includes
the way.
Spotify, Apple Music, all that, it's just Bummy, BUMMY. Find me on there.
All right, Bummy Music and Bummy. All right, take it easy, Bummy.
Peace out.
Later, my brother. All right, cool. Oh, wow, Justin's here too. We got a busy show today, but we are going to get back to our friends Drona for a few minutes here and talk a little bit more about music and the band. So let's talk about training, learning how to play music. You mentioned that you come from a musical family. Let's get a little bit more specific. Your mom and dad are both musicians, or they're just enjoyers of music, or what's their what's their musical background?
They're enjoyers and musicians. They had a band
Together.
before we were around, but called Electric Blanket. They had a band together, and then my
Shouts
dad's
out
been in
to
some
Electric
bands.
Blanket.
Yeah,
Shout out to Electric Blanket.
And then my dad's been in some bands, and then so is my mom, and they're just super into music. So we always have music playing in the background of whatever we're doing at dinner or just in the morning while everybody's getting ready. And as for training, music training, none of us have.
What types of instruments do your parents play?
Oh, just like
All kinds of
basically
them.
everything. Just
They're
any-
multi-instrumentalists also.
multi-instrument. None of us though, our parents or us, have ever been to a music lesson in our life though.
Very interesting.
Yeah, we just like look up.
YouTube. Like
Yeah, some of
tabs
our
and
favorite
stuff.
artists have a video of them just like doing a guitar playthrough, so we just watch it and try to figure it out or learn something by ear. But I would say the farthest music training is just maybe elementary or middle school band classes. That's that's really
Yeah,
it.
so no real
Nothing-
formal training.
Nothing past that. No.
Well,
What age did you first pick up an instrument?
It's always been
yeah.
on and off, kind of just.
Yeah.
Like
When we were
toddlers?
definitely when we were
Yeah.
toddlers,
When
we had
we were
like
toddlers, we did like jams
some
on
first act drum
guitars
sets and
stuff.
guitars, and then when I was in like elementary school, my aunt got a really tiny. It was a real Epiphone, but it was like a really small, like for little kids, and it was a Zakk Wylde Epiphone. And I would like play. I only knew a Tom Petty song and then like a Tracy Chapman song. That's all
would
I
do
would.
Korn covers
Oh yeah,
also.
and Korn. We would play.
Korn.
We would play
Pasha would do the
Blind
headbang.
by Korn. Pasha would sing
Tom
it.
Petty.
Yeah.
Korn.
Yeah, and then past that, after elementary school, I didn't really play. Surrey though had a bunch of like middle school bands, like with his friends.
He had a bunch of bands, like small bands with his friends, and they would practice like every week or so.
Hey, I love it.
Picking up some talent
Yeah.
show gigs, you know.
Well, you know, I give a lot of credit to your parents because I don't think, maybe not, but I think a lot of parents might not understand how just having things around and available to let the kids mess around with instrument-wise, music, and same thing with any kind of art. I mean, I'm sort of a closet musician myself. I've never become very good, but I like to play when no one's listening, but I'm a huge enthusiast of good music, and I love to hear it, and I love to find new stuff, and I think that making that stuff available to children is so awesome because they'll just it's so natural. You just automatically want to start messing around with it. Wow, what's the sound that came out of that? And you start playing with it, you know. So anyway, very cool. And the fact that you were able to do it together, growing up in the same house, I imagine if you keep with it, that we could see some really cool things out of you.
We'll send you
So-
tickets when we play at Madison Square Garden. Make sure,
Dude, I'll
make
be-
sure to send.
I'll be wearing my OG T-shirt.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
All right. Okay. So that's a little bit about musical background. Let's talk about the makeup of the band. Like when you do a live show, you guys are doing an acoustic thing with us this afternoon. So when you do a show, though, let's say you were playing at Rose or Cafe Berlin or something, what would the makeup of the band be, or the instruments on stage, and then you kind of talk about how you maybe rotate through them or something like that.
Yeah, Arjuna is usually playing most of the guitar, and we have a few songs where I play guitar, like 1 or 2 every show.
And one where Pasha plays the guitar as well.
Yes.
And then I switch to bass. Suri's primarily on drums, Pasha on bass, and then I'm on a guitar. And it's a full electric set with like big loud amps and everything. And
We all sing also.
yeah, we're all singing, so we all have we each have a mic stand and next to us. But we do some switching around for some songs, but primarily we do that. Actually, recently we've been doing like a lot more acoustic stuff too. In the spring, we did 5 acoustic shows for True False, and then we also did one electric show.
I remember when you guys were out about a lot that week.
Yeah, we were doing. We got a lot of things.
That's
booked
such a
that
cool
week.
thing too,
That
right?
was-
I mean, True
yeah.
False, and the fact that they've incorporated the music into.
Yes,
I
that
love.
also. We
I love
just
it.
played a couple. Actually, Monday we played another True False thing. We for the extra credit series.
Before School of Rock.
Before School of Rock.
Nice.
Nice.
I love it. You know, there's a new venue in town. It's called the Compass Music Listening Room,
Yeah.
and that there's a really cool vibe happening over there, and they're also doing a lot of teaching and helping young up and coming musicians really learn not just about songwriting and performing and that type of thing, but also about sound engineering and about the management side of it, the business side of it, which is a whole nother
Yes.
ball of stuff.
We're in it.
So,
Yeah.
do your mom and dad manage for you? Are they like your agents?
Yeah, they're our PR and our
roadies.
and our roadies and our managers. and-
Right.
yeah.
Well,
Our mom actually, Surya usually, we all collaborate to make the art for our t-shirts, but our mom prints them out, so we have like a screen printing machine.
That's
and-
so cool.
Yeah,
she's
we buy a whole bunch
they're,
of
well, they're both
t-shirts
art
and-
school graduates, and so she
Your father as well.
Yes, she specialized in printmaking and everything. So she's really good at the printing and everything. So
She's
Well,
probably done.
I love the one that you brought for me. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's awesome. So, if you're out there, grab a Drona T-shirt next time you see him out there in the wild,
They're $5.
playing some shows. They're only $5, and they're actually quite cool. Really cool artwork on the front of them. So, okay, so. How about songwriting? Let's talk a little bit about songwriting. We're gonna let's do about 5 minutes more of our little chat here, and then I'm gonna have you play another one before the top of the hour. Okay? At 5 o'clock, stick around, everyone. Kurt and I will go through some of the things that are happening around town this evening, and we know Dearnley's going to be playing down there at Jazz. That's going to be fantastic. If you need to have dinner and want to hear some great music, head down to Jazz this evening. We'll see what else is happening around town, though. I think Kurt's got a whole list of things.
Lots
don't you?
of things.
Lots of things. So, all right. But back to our friends Drona in the studio this afternoon. Songwriting. I think earlier you mentioned that it's mostly a collaborative effort, but I imagine there are times when, Surya, you come up with an idea and then they kind of add to it, or Arjuna, you come up with an idea, or Pasha, whatever. Just somebody comes up with an initial idea, and then perhaps you build on it.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about how you guys do it.
A lot of the time, sorry.
Usually our songwriting is like each of us will individually write our songs, and then we'll all learn how to play them live together.
So you write a whole
And-
song and then take it to the
Yeah.
band.
For most of our songs, we have our recording setup is just like a MacBook and then an audio interface, and so usually one of us just like sits in front of the computer with a guitar, and we just kind of hash out the whole song
with some demo drums
yeah,
or
some
drum
some
machine
demo
or whatever.
drums or and some demo bass and everything, and we kind of get the full demo done, and then we like show each other, and we're like, okay, here's our song. I'm gonna teach you all the parts, and then typically when it's me recording a song, I record my guitar and the bass and everything, and then Suri's like a much more articulate, tasteful drummer, so I do some demo drums and then get him to put the final drums on it.
Nice.
And then Pasha tell your process is a tiny bit different.
Yeah, for my songs, they usually start out as demos, and then sometimes I get some help recording, but I usually start writing my songs on just acoustic guitar, and then I'll add like vocals.
On GarageBand.
Yeah, on GarageBand actually.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I use to make all of my demos because it's super easy, and then I'll add like a drum machine to it, and then I'll show the song idea to everybody, and then they'll give me like some ideas for it, and then I'll go and record it in like their bedroom studio.
All right, so what would be the full host of instruments that we might hear on a song? So we're going to have drums, bass, guitar, probably, or maybe not drums, but whatever. But how about some of the other instruments that might show up in your songs?
Since we're super big into just like indie rock, and they love their pedals and guitar effects, so we usually throw in kind of like a plethora of different modulated guitars and everything, but we usually try to keep it pretty rudimentary at the core, just so that we can definitely play it live with a 3-piece. We don't like add too many guitars layered.
No, you're right. You got to be able to pull off the live show
Yes.
so that people don't go, it didn't even sound like them or whatever. Yeah.
But we throw in we have some drum machine and some xylophone in our songs. The one we're probably going to play next, Leaves Will Change, has a banjo and a harmonica.
Some of our songs have like slide guitar and stuff in them. Yeah,
the one you played, Where I Stand, that has like not a real slide guitar, but we just use a slide and then put a bunch of reverb on it. Yeah. Yeah. But we have a lot of little auxiliary things that we like to just kind of throw in sometimes.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. Recording. You mentioned that you do a lot of it just right there in the room with a laptop or whatever. So are you doing all of your own recording and editing and everything, or are you collaborating with a producer or somebody here in town?
We started out, we got one of our friends, Chaz Primek, who also is a musician in town in Lake Mary. Yeah. It was so generous, such a long time ago. Well, not that long ago, like
before
maybe 2 or 3 years before we really started. He gave us this M Audio recording audio interface, and our parents had purchased for like a Christmas present. It was like a little, or it was a MacBook and then a MIDI, and so we had Ableton, and then we got that audio interface from Chaz, and it totally. We just launched off. We taught ourselves Ableton, and then taught ourselves how to use the equipment, and we just started like cranking out a whole bunch of songs. And so most of our songs are recorded using Chaz's M Audio and then the Ableton on the computer. And then recently, also incredibly generous, Dave Dearnley from Fretboard Coffee gifted us a Onyx Blackbird audio interface with like 8 inputs, and then also Logic. And a computer to run that on. So
Holy smokes.
That really
it
is
totally
That's a major upgrade right there.
Yeah, it was integral in our creating our sound and kind of making everything sound professional. The song that you just played was recorded completely using that.
The first song recorded.
Yeah, incredibly generous gift from Dave Dearnley. We're so thankful. It's really precious to us, and
that's awesome.
Yeah. But we taught ourselves Logic and Ableton, so we've never recorded anywhere besides.
We also recorded at the Darkroom Studio at Hickman.
I'm familiar.
It's unreleased, the song we recorded there, but we're gonna get it out soon.
All right. Yeah, the technical side of it is a whole nother story, right? In other words, you have to be able to play your instruments, but if you're going to do your own recording and sound engineering and everything, you also have to learn Ableton, and you have to learn a little bit about, just all the technical interfaces, everything. It's extremely complicated, or it can be, especially when you're adding all kinds of different effects and pedals and things mixed in. So, yeah, that's an interesting thing. So, do you guys have any aspiration to like set up a studio at the house or something like that, or your mom and dad are like, oh my God, Mike, please? But just to keep upgrading your ability to record.
We have a pretty tight setup just in our room. We just have a drum set, and then we've got.
They've converted laptop. Like their whole room into a studio except for their bed in the little corner.
It's not like with padding on the walls and everything,
Right.
and like a separate recording studio. It's basically our like room and living space, and then we just have kind of on one side of the room drum kit, and then sitting on our dresser is the computer, and then we can kind of pull out the stuff as we need it to practice and play, and then we have some amps. So our recording studio, we really can just kind of, it's in our room, and then when we need it, we kind of pull it out and set up, and then quickly record something, and so it's very
cool.
efficient.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. All right. I've got a few more questions, but let's have another song, I think.
Awesome.
All right?
Okay.
We've got Drona in the studio with us this afternoon. It's Open Mic Radio on KOPN Columbia. We're 89.5 FM, and we're streaming on the web at kopn.org. I will remind everyone that KOPN is happy to be a media sponsor for the We Always Swing Jazz Series, kicking off the 28th season, August 28th at 6 p.m. on the roof, featuring music from the Columbia Jazz Orchestra. More information and tickets can be found by calling 573-449-3009 or visiting wealwaysswing.org. Great jazz stuff being brought to Columbia for many years now. So the We Always Swing Jazz folks appreciate that. And check out the new series this year, okay? All right, we have got, once again, our friends Drona with us. They're going to play another song for us this afternoon. And I think Justin Hickerson's outside as well. We'll have Justin. Maybe we'll have Justin join us when we do the roundup.
That sounds
Correct.
like a plan.
Yeah. But right now we have music from Drona. What are y'all going to do for us?
This song is called "The Leaves Will Change," and it's kind of a folky song from our EP "Lovers and Droners," our Valentine's EP.
Arjuna wrote it as to be played acoustically.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Once again, Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia. This is Drona.
You're wrapped up in a blanket, your feet on the seat. Oh, how I cling to this thought, just as the leaves to the tree. I could not help it, I just stared out of the window into air. Your hair is tangled in my hand, do you still cling to this tree? A sunbeam rests upon my shoulders, illuminates your face. An expression glows with glitter and keeps whispering my name. Do you still cling to this tree or fall? The leaves will change, they fall the same way. The leaves will change, they still fall the same way. The leaves will change, they fall the same way. The leaves will change, they still fall the same way.
I love it. Another great one. That's called When the Leaves Change?
Yes.
All right, when was that one written?
That one was written just this past fall, like around Valentine's Day. I wrote it just one Saturday morning, woke up really early.
So that's an original that
Yes,
you brought
all-
to the band.
Yes, all of these are originals. And Lotus was by Surrey, and
Okay.
then When I Rest was by me, and then so was Leaves Will Change.
Okay, do we have one on the list that Pasha wrote?
Not
I'm
this time.
working on some
she's,
new ones.
She's working on them. Yeah,
All right.
she's got some
All right, I
that
was
she's
going to say
kick
maybe
out.
next hour we'll get one out of you, but we'll get what you got on the list there for sure. So, all right, collaborations. Are you working with other musicians around town?
Not the only collaboration we have so far. We're still to put it out. We have to put it out as soon as we make some cover art. But one of our friends, Noah Kammer, he does kind of experimental pop electronic music, and he recently moved. He's going to college in Belmont right now, but he remixed one of our songs. And then as of now, we don't have any collaborations with anybody. We just kind of keep it between siblings just to have our little sibling telepathic connection music creation.
Right on, right on.
Triumvirate. Yeah.
Dead air, Mike.
Yeah.
Once again. I like the DIY aspect of this band a lot.
Yeah, fantastic. Let's take a break, okay, y'all? I'll let you guys get a glass of water or something, use the bathroom if you need, and we're gonna do a little. I'm gonna play a live. I'm gonna play a recorded song. Till we get to the top of the hour. How about this one called Roadmap?
Sounds good.
I like that one. If it's not on your list to play,
it is on our list. Would you maybe Ripple? Would you put on Ripple?
Do you want to hear Ripple?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a new video out for Ripple that we just released. So I know you can't watch it, but after you listen to the song, go watch it, and it's on YouTube.
It's a very shoegazy.
Yeah.
Is that something you all took video of yourselves as well?
Yeah, it's some footage just from our live shows.
All right.
mashed together
And then
with
some
effects,
nature scenery
Yeah.
and stuff.
All right, cool. So if people want to find that and other stuff about you, I know that your website is called dronamusic.com.
Yeah.
And that's DRONA music.com. And you can find out lots about the band there and hook up with all their social media and all that stuff there as well, and merch and probably some videos. Is the video there as well?
Yeah, there's a couple of videos on there.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, cool. So let's do that. This is Ripple from Drona. When we come back, I got Justin Hickerson in the house with us. Justin's going to hang around for a few minutes, say hi. Did you bring any music to play?
No, I
Didn't bring an album or anything? Some cool, funky stuff from the 70s that we haven't heard for 40 years?
I did.
Damn you.
Today. Next time.
Okay, all right.
Unfortunately, I've got several stops after this, and it would be unwise for me to keep a bunch of valuable vinyl records in a hot truck.
Are you familiar with any of the band?
I'm not. This is my first experience with y'all. Y'all are wonderful.
Okay.
It was great.
Justin is a drummer, but also a singer-songwriter, plays very good guitar as well, but primarily a drummer, I guess most people would say.
By training. I've been taught in the ways of drums
that's right.
by true teachers. I've learned guitar myself over the years.
Well, you play them both very well.
Well, thank you.
Anyway, Justin with Paul Weber and the Scrappers. He plays with the Daves as well sometimes. And what's up with Fox Teeth?
Well, we are still practicing every week. We've got a show on September 9th. We're going to be playing with the Hoot and Hollers at the Hoot and Hollers album release show at Rose Music Hall, September 9th, everybody. Come on, come all. It's not sold out yet.
I think that's a Friday.
I do believe so, because I think the next night they're going to be in the Hoot and Hollers will be in St. Louis for their other album release
All right, well,
show.
Maybe on the 3rd we'll get you can come back down and we'll talk with John and Andy and see if we can get Kelly on the phone or something and promo that show.
Yeah, we can get Mike and Marissa and Russ and Josh Rong down here too.
That would be awesome.
Teeth with me, but it's going to be fun. We've really been kind of tightening up what's going to be.
Well, should we set up a whole show for Fox Teeth on the 3rd, maybe?
Can we do that? Can we do? Are we doing studio shows yet?
Yeah,
or
well, I mean,
doing something in here.
Well, we probably still have to do it. I haven't got that center studio yet quite ready to do live stuff, but
we can talk about it. Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about it off the air. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Okay, cool. So, Justin, we'll get back with you in a second, and let's talk about what's happening around town. Okay.
Okay.
In the meantime, it's just about 5:00, and we're going to take a minute here, listen to one from Drona. This is their most recently released album. It's actually quite an album. It's 13 songs. Arjuna, when was this? Was LP1 released?
That was released, I think, maybe New Year's Eve.
So it's been out for
it's been
6,
out
7
for
months,
just
whatever.
a couple months.
8 months.
Yeah, we wrote the songs over the last year though. Just prior to that, as soon as we started the band, we started writing songs for that. So it was kind of everything up to that point, and then after that, we released 2 EPs, and we're working on a new album right now.
All right, right on. So the song "Ripple," the reason I listened to it right up earlier, there's a Grateful Dead song called "Ripple."
Yes, I'm
and I thought I wonder if it's a cover of the Dead. Of course, it isn't, but I'm sort of glad that it isn't. But at any rate, we're going to hear it now. This is and it's the last track on your record, and it's called "Ripple." So yeah, here it is. Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia, and this is Drona. Right on. Cool stuff there from Drona. That's a song from their album called LP1. It was released earlier in 2022, and it's a nice album. Lots of great songs on it. 13 tracks, as a matter of fact, and
I like the
pretty
LP1.
solid the whole way through, I got to tell you.
I like the LP1 aspect of it.
I do too.
Kind of hinting towards an LP number 2.
There's this band that I like called Marcy Playground.
Dude,
Right?
throwback. I love Marcy
Marcy Playground.
You played a Marcy Playground show at that little house show you did
I played
back.
a couple songs from them.
Yeah. And I was like, whoa. I went home and listened to Marcy Playground that night. I forgot about that.
Well, they've got a record called MP3.
Yeah.
It was Marcy Playground's third record. I thought that was kind of clever. So, anyway, LP1 from Drona. We're hearing songs from that this afternoon. We've also got the band with us this afternoon in the studio, and they're taking a little break right now, but they'll be back in just a few minutes, and we'll get some more music from Drona right here on Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. Hope you're having a great afternoon out there. We're enjoying ourselves down here at 401 Bernadette, the new location of KOPN Columbia. I've got Kurt with me this afternoon. Justin stopped in to say hi. What do you got going on, dude?
Dude, just hanging out. We had the Dave show down at Cooper's last week. We're playing at
That was last Sunday?
last Saturday.
Last Saturday.
And then 3 Saturdays from now, September 3rd.
Oh, that's the Fox Teeth show.
That's no.
That's the
That's the Daves.
Yeah.
So the Daves will be at Cooper's again on September 3rd.
September 3rd.
A week from then,
Will be
on
the Fox
September
Teeth.
9th, my band Fox Teeth will be performing with the Hoot and Hollers at Rose Music Hall for the Hoot and Hollers long postponed release of their album that they recorded just before the world shut down.
That's
So
right. That's
we're
right.
finally getting around to it, so I know they're excited about it.
All right. Well, Fox Teeth and the Hoot and Hollers, that's going to be an awesome show down there.
It's going to be fun, man.
That'll be
I know.
outside probably too, huh?
I believe that's the deal. I think
Oh,
it's
my
supposed
gosh.
to be in the park, and I know everybody that I talked to in both the bands is looking forward to it.
Wow. I love
Just
it.
pretty much everyone.
All right. Cool. What, anything happening with Paul and the band?
We had a show.
I mean, I know
we had
it's summertime. I know we got farming going on and everything, but
We had a very a rare show booked for 2 weeks ago that got rained out.
that's right. Well,
The one show
the one
that
show
we've
you
had
tried to
booked
do.
in over a year, and it got rained out.
All right, well,
unfortunately,
that's the way it goes.
But I was down there. I in our non-music world, him being a farmer and me being a landscaper, we occasionally co-op on in our actual professional world too. So I see him around, and he is keeping busy. He had me come out there. This past week, I actually do some consistent bi-weekly work for a property about 150 yards from the gates of his farm. So occasionally he'll have me swing by on his way. Hey, can I get you to do some weed eating for me real quick? Can I snag you for an hour this afternoon? And so that's fun. And he's got they've actually got a couple people that are pretty well out there full time, or at least the high end part time.
Yeah, man,
So they've got help, and they got lots of crops. They were picking peppers there on Thursday when I was there. It was great.
They've really
Pick a pack of peppers.
Picking
telling you.
packs of
Paul and Emily, they've built that place up out there. I love it.
Yeah, I mean they put a lot of work into it, but it really shows.
And that's Three Creeks
Three Creeks
Farm,
Produce. Yeah, that's right.
by the
Paul
way.
Weber and Emily Wright. That's
Yeah.
Three Creeks Produce is great.
And you'll find that stuff out and about. I know some of your higher end restaurants around town certainly.
I think they do
feature their foods.
like-
I know Flyover does.
Flyover, I think Sycamore.
That
and
sounds
I'm
about
pretty
right.
sure Cafe Berlin. And
Maybe Murray's.
Maybe. I don't know. You know what? We'd have to ask Paul
have
if
to
we
ask.
could ever drag him off of his farm and come on down here and give
Tell
us
us
a
a little bit
song.
about it, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Paul and Emily doing great stuff. Three Creeks Farm. Justin, you have your own landscaping business as well. How's business this summer?
Business has been booming. It's been a great year for someone like me, who's just a one-man show, as opposed to some of these maybe larger companies having to deal with this insane gas surge we had earlier this year.
My gosh, I really didn't consider that. Yeah.
It's been a thing, and of course, I know plenty of them. But me personally, as a one-man show, I feel very grateful that I made the decision to kind of just do my own thing when I did, because yes, gas is extremely expensive, but I'm only running one machine and I'm not having to generate a payroll or
driving all over town everywhere every day.
But I've got my mowing business. It's called J. Daniels Lawn Service, and it's been doing great. This is my second full year on my own.
On your own, yeah.
And it's been great. I had business growth that exceeded not only what my projections were for business growth, but they exceeded even what I had.
Like your wildest dream.
It was like, okay, I project if I could grow 10 to 20% this year.
Sure.
I think that's a reasonable thing to expect. If I'm putting forth the effort, that's what I should expect to get back. Man, that'd be really cool to get like
50%.
30 to 50%, but back during the rainy season, it blew out of the water. My lowest month since the full-time mowing season started was higher than my highest month last year.
Wow.
And that's awesome. That's just more than I could have ever asked for. So I've been very grateful for the year that I've had. It's been very busy. It's taken up pretty much all of my time, but it's nice to be able to work as hard as I do and see results. I've also become quite the spreadsheet man.
All right.
So when I'm not mowing grass, I'm cooking the numbers over there.
All right. Well, I'm glad that things are going well. I'm glad you're still doing some music. I'm looking forward to Fox Teeth and the Hollers coming up on the 9th. Dave's are playing on the 3rd at Cooper's.
That's right.
Is that an afternoon or an evening show with the Daves?
That'll be an evening show. They usually do them from 6 to 9.
6 to 9.
When the sun starts going down a little earlier, sometimes they'll push back to like 5:30 to 8:30 or 5 to 8. But I believe this one's slotted for 6 to 9.
I feel like lately they've been doing like a couple different shows.
They do one of the afternoons sometimes.
They have like a 2 to 5 and then a 6 to 9.
Yeah, I know they had someone down there this afternoon. I think it was a Luna Hawk. I don't know if y'all have ever had her. You ought to have her come down here sometime,
I've
too.
had her on the show before.
Has she been on the show?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Quite a while back. She actually does a show here on KOPN. I think it's called Femme FM.
Oh, man, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, man, now I feel like I got to stick my foot in my mouth down here.
Yeah.
I know her as
finishing up down there, I bet, right about now.
All right, my friend. Well, I'm gonna let's get back with Kurt. Let's go through what's happening around town, Kurt.
All right, man.
And then we'll get Drona back here with us in a few minutes, and we'll get some more music out of them, okay?
Well, I'm going to bounce.
You out?
I'm out.
All right.
Love you both. Good to see you.
Good to
Great to see you, my friend.
All right. See you around, Columbia.
I'm sure our listeners have enjoyed seeing you as well.
They always do. Justin Hickerson, one of the best-looking radio personalities out there.
That's right. For radio. All right. You guys have a good one.
All right. See you, Justin.
You too, man.
Good friend and a great musician. Justin's an awesome drummer. If you ever get a chance, check him out with the band Fox Teeth. You can also see him with Paul Weber and the Scrappers when they decide to play. And
with the Daves.
And with the Daves. And he does a great solo performance as well. He's a really good songwriter and a great singer. So, anyway, Justin Hickerson, thanks for coming down, my brother. Now, if the band wants to come back, you guys are welcome to come back. We're going to go through some things that are happening this afternoon. But Kurt, why don't you start us out? What's happening?
Lots of activities.
What's at the Blue Note tonight?
At the Blue Note, we got we got Pints and Punchlines Comedy Night.
Comedy night tonight, huh?
Doors are at 8 p.m. and the show starts at 9. I believe it's $5 general admission and $10 for a table.
So that's just comedy, though. No
just
music.
Just comedy,
huh? Well, all right.
That's what's going on there. Thanks for starting with that one. What's in a music show?
What's happening there tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night's another comedian whose name I do not have in front of me right now.
Wow. Okay, so all comedy this weekend at the Blue Note. So let's just skip over that and say Rose Musical.
We got nothing but comedy happening here as well.
Yeah, we got a lot. We like to laugh on Saturday afternoons. Why not, right?
Anyway, the Rose, though, if you want to go to Rose, 8 p.m. doors, show at 9. It's $15.
Who's playing? You didn't even tell us who's playing, for God's
Yellow
sake.
Ostrich, an indie rock band based out of Brooklyn, New York.
Yellow Ostrich.
Yep, and they're with special guests Bathtub Sig and Penny Marvel.
Oh, Penny Marvel is Will Reeves. Arjuna, are you familiar with Will? Okay,
Yes.
so okay, yeah. I mean, I know
from
you do
Sioux
all.
Falls, yeah, we got to meet him and everything.
Well,
Grab that mic.
I know you're doing most of your recording and stuff on your own, which is fantastic. I love, like Kurt said, I love the DIY aspect of your band. But there are some very skilled producers and engineers around town too. If you ever want to just bend somebody's ear,
Yeah.
Will Reeves is the guy. Trust me, he's a great musician himself. In fact, he's the brains behind Penny Marvel,
Yes.
who's playing tonight at Rose. And in fact, Will was going to come down this afternoon, as a matter of fact, but they've got something going on in his studio with that has to do with the show tonight. So anyway, Will Reeves will be with us sometime soon. He's been with us before, but anyway, he's a great guy and a good guy to know around town.
Centro Central.
Yeah.
Anyway, that
Yep.
show starts at 9.
All right, 9 o'clock at Rose.
9 o'clock at Rose.
And who's the headliner? Yellow what?
Yellow Ostrich.
Yellow Ostrich with Penny Marvel. That's going to be a great show tonight.
Yep.
All right, what else you got on your list?
Well, sticking with the Rose, if you can't get there tonight, tomorrow at 4 p.m. is the Forrest McCurran album release show with Jake Stringer.
Okay.
And tickets are $8 in advance for that and $10 tomorrow.
Okay, I'm not familiar. Are you?
Well,
With those artists?
you're always a little too familiar with me. That's just between you and I.
Okay, let's keep it clean here, huh?
All right. Anyway, I always like the dive bar.
I do too.
From 8 to 11 tonight, we got Maddie Warren and Amy Marie McGovern.
Okay,
And
a
I don't
place
believe
you guys
there's
got. You guys
covered.
got to get a gig at the dive bar sometime. That's a cool little place.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about it before. I'm not sure how it works with carding.
Well,
most of our underage fans.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is more of an alcohol
Check it out, though.
serving sort of
Yeah.
establishment.
Yeah, but they got a
Likes to
nice.
get-
But that patio
They
is
got
so
a nice
nice.
patio, yeah, and they've got non-alcoholic beverages there.
Yeah, maybe do a
I've
Saturday
partaken in a
afternoon thing
couple
or
of those
something. I
myself.
bet you could talk them into something. Anyway, okay, what's next?
You want to move on to the Pierpont General Store?
Sure. What's at the Pierpont store?
Flyover Country is from 7 to 9 p.m. tonight.
They got anything going tomorrow?
No, I couldn't find anything tomorrow. Now I know next Friday it's the Norm Rubling Band.
Right on.
From 7 to
Awesome
9 as
local
well.
blues band.
And
What
you
about
can catch them out on your way to Cooper's? And tonight that's the Bruce Poe Band from 6 to 9
at Cooper's?
at Cooper's. And tomorrow it's going to be the Boone Howlers are performing at from 2 to 5.
All right.
It's an earlier show. And then that Norm Rubling Band will be there tomorrow from 6 to 9. So apparently they probably have to walk. I'm guessing after they're done, they have to start the walk from Cooper's up to the Pierpont thing, and they'll be there about Friday. Right?
So I know Jim Wilbur, if you're out there. Jim's one of the Boone Howlers out there. I'd like to get Jim to come down here and talk to us on the show sometime. But anyway, catch them tomorrow at the Pierpont. No.
No, at Cooper's.
Cooper's.
That's at Cooper's.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right.
And then we got to mention Compass, even though nothing's going on there tonight. Our friends there, they're just finishing up a youth open mic.
Nice. That was
they're
this afternoon?
That was this afternoon from 3 to 5. And I'm not
Super,
sure how
super,
often they're
super-
doing that because they're kind of limited on their information on their site.
Right.
So-
Well, they're just kind of
but
getting
I have
going.
an
but
idea they're probably going to be doing that quite often. Hopefully every Saturday.
that
would be
is
nice.
the new Compass Music listening room, and it's also a music school over there. It's I think it's like Hit and University, actually. It's on the corner of Hit and University.
That's right.
And-
University
and-
Road, right?
University, what is it? Lane,
University
Drive,
Way?
Avenue?
University
Boulevard?
Yeah.
Anyway, huge kudos to Phil Sean and to Violet and the many other people that were involved in getting that thing where it is today. I know Lloyd Warden had a big part to play, and I'm sure lots of other people, but really Violet and Phil Sean really just totally grabbed that ball and ran with it. And I'm
as you
super
said,
psyched what they're doing over there.
They're
So
just kind of getting things started over there.
They're just getting
So
going,
I
but-
expect big things and probably many shows.
I'm sure of it.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah, we saw Sam Furkey there last Sunday, and she was on. Well, actually, I
The day
take it back.
after
It was
she was
two.
here.
It was 2 weeks ago. Sam was on the air with us, and then that following Sunday,
Well, Violet was too, remember?
Yeah, Violet was too. But Sam and the quartet played at the Compass listening room, and it was like super high level jazz. I mean, it was incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And this kid Luca Morpurgo, I don't know if you know Luca, but he's a little bit older than you guys. But he went to Rockbridge, but he's a student at the Kansas City School of Music, and he is one of the best saxophone players probably in the country at this point. I mean, he's just absolutely out of this world. Anyway, Luca showed up and played saxophone with Sam and the band for a while. It was incredible.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, great stuff around town. We're all really fortunate to be in a community that supports live music and the artists that create it. So you guys got that going for you, which is good.
Well, and then another show I'd like to mention
Yes,
tomorrow,
please.
out at Les Bourgeois. Or as I
Oh
like to
yeah,
call
they
it,
got
Les Boubous.
Les Boubous. They've got the summer music series at Les Bourgeois. You're
At
gonna
their
have
Bluff Top in Rocheport.
Which is really nice, by the
Tomorrow
way.
is Marcella's Ghost.
Yes,
And
another
they're at
great band.
5 o'clock. They're an acoustic alternative band.
Excellent band.
Yeah,
Yes.
excellent band.
Yes.
And our listeners, they can't do it right now, but afterwards they can check them out at their website, marcellasghost.com. They got their whole album, Wide Awake, is up, and you can listen to that for free and check them out before you get out there, and check them out tomorrow. Have a nice little glass of wine.
All right.
Look
I
out
think-
over the bluff top.
I think that's awesome. All right, so I think East Side we didn't talk about, but I think they got karaoke tonight down at East Side Tavern. There may be something happening at Hit Records tonight.
I was unable to
I'm
find
not sure,
anything
but if
there.
there is, give us a call. Let us know.
Yeah.
If there's something going on there, I think there is, but
People
I
contact you at your website
Yes.
and advise you of these things. That would
yeah,
be
I mean
beneficial
that's
to
actually
everyone.
true. If if you'd like to appear on this program, if you want to come in and say hi, and if you have music or whatever, I'd love to talk with you about your music. But also, if you have something going on that you'd like to tell other people about, just send me an email or text or whatever from the website. My phone number's up there, and I'm real easy to get a hold of. And I'll make
you're
sure
easy.
I'll make sure that we mention your project or your show or whatever it is on the air. Okay. All right. What else? Is that about it?
I think that wraps it up.
All right, I'm
On my
going
end, I
to play a recorded piece from Drona called "Over Your Head." Is that on your list here?
That's not on our list.
All right, good.
Okay.
Can I play it though?
Yes.
Is it okay with you guys?
Sure.
All right, this is "Over Your Head." We'll play. This is a piece of recorded material. I don't think that it's from LP1. Was that just a single that was released at some point?
It was a single just released like maybe a week or two ago. Or maybe 3
probably gonna
weeks
be
ago.
on our new-
Yeah, but we might put it on our new project.
All
do
right.
a better recording of it.
All right, well, good. This is one that's just been very recently released then. It's Over Your Head, and the band is called Drona. You're listening to it here on Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia. We'll take a few minutes here, get this song on for you, and then the band can get settled back in their
Let's hear some
appropriate
more live
positions,
music
and then
as
we'll do
well.
some live music after
Yeah.
that, okay? All right, Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia, back in a few. This is Drona with Over Your Head.
What you're just
right, there's Drona showing a little bit of diversity in their sound.
That was a nice little lullaby.
You bet it was. That one's called Over Your Head, and a little bit of rock and roll from our friends Drona this afternoon. Okay, we are back in the studio, and it's Mike, Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. What time we got? It's about 5:30, not quite. 5:26 on this Saturday afternoon, the 20th of August. Super thrilled to have Drona with us this afternoon, playing a bunch of cool stuff in the studio for us, and we've had some of our friends visit as well. Justin Hickerson, Mr. Dave Dearnley, who had Bummy stop by, who I love. You got to check out Bummy if you've never seen this kid live. Oh my gosh, outrageous. We got about a half an hour left, and then Roush Shumba and a reggae party coming at you 6 o'clock.
Get your dance shoes on, man.
Put them on, man. Have a red stripe and roll yourself a big bomber. All right. Drona, okay, back. Questions. Upcoming shows.
We have some in the works right now, but the only one that's on the books is September 1. We're going to be playing for the second time at the Darkroom Showcase at Stevens Lake Park. And
cool.
Then,
that will be with a bunch of other bands, correct?
Yes, some more Hickman, just CPS bands. Not solid with the lineup yet, but that'll be probably announced soon. And then we have... we're working with some other promoters on some upcoming shows, but we have we're talking to a really big band right now, one of our favorite bands. We can't say anything else because it's confidential.
Right.
But as soon as we get the news, we're gonna.
But you might have a big deal coming out.
Yes.
Really
big
show.
Big deal, yeah.
All right,
Your
knock on
brains
wood.
will be exploding.
Keep your ears
keep
peeled.
my ears peeled,
Yes.
my fingers crossed for you. All right. And I will say, and I've said this before to other people when they come to this, if it doesn't pan out, you keep busting it because something else will. Never sweat it. There's a lot of, music is a business too, and it's not always the most fair. But you got a great sound, you got a great talent, you're young, you got the whole thing's in front of you. So just grab it. So, and best of luck with whatever that thing is. I hope you are able to call me and say, "Hey, Mike, you did it."
Yeah.
So, okay. So, what about? It looks like most of the music that I find for you guys has been put out in the last year or so. Mm-hmm. So you've been pretty prolific about songwriting. Do you write often? How often do you put songs together, and how often are you building new songs? Is it just a constant process?
We write just whenever we have an idea. So like before school.
Yeah, we do. A lot of our time is just spent doing homework, but then.
In between, like, homework and traveling and doing a whole bunch of other stuff.
Where are you traveling all the time?
Just doing stuff around.
We kind of try to squeeze in whenever we have just some gap of time where we can, like, okay, I'm going to run upstairs. I've got this idea for a guitar part. So a bunch of the songs, like When I Rest for a Moment was recorded right on New Year's Eve. We wanted to make kind of like some kind of gift for our friends and family, and so we were like, how fast can we record an album? And I had an anatomy test, and so I just woke up early and I had the idea and I recorded the whole song and then quickly got it done before went to school, just so I would have something done. And a lot of our songs we just kind of squeezed in. This summer we have a really big backlog right now of songs that we need to release and get finished, but we'll put out an album soon. But we try to be pretty prolific and just release whenever something pops into our head. We try to quickly get it down and make it something physical.
Or if we have an idea for like a certain event, then we'll write a whole bunch of songs and then like record them and learn them live to play them.
So you pretty much, when you start something, you finish it. You don't have a bunch of stuff laying around that's just kind of like, we'll get to that next year or next month or whatever. Mm-hmm. Pick a project, get it done. I like it. Okay. Play a song for us, will you?
Awesome. Okay. This song is one I wrote very recently. We haven't.
And this is Surya talking, by the way.
Yes,
if you haven't yet figured out the difference between, I think we know who Pasha is, but little brothers still kind of sound alike.
We haven't released this one yet. Taking a really long time on the cover, so, but it's gonna be cool. We're debuting it right now.
Right on. This is new music, so people haven't heard this before.
First time.
Wow, we got a scoop here on Open Mic Radio this afternoon. I love it. Brand new music from Drona, and we're thrilled to have him with us this afternoon, and we get to hear some new stuff. If you're liking it, join us on the web at kopn.org, and you can find me on the web at mikehagan.com. Drona has their own website, and it's really nice, as a matter of fact, and you can find them at dronamusic.com. All right, you are listening to Open Mic Radio. It's KOPN Columbia. We do have Drona with us this afternoon in the studio. They're going to play a brand new one for us. I'm going to let them do it right now.
This is Kill Time.
To make time, is that something better? With a flashlight and a projector, with a blade of grass and a feather, can we keep our time forever? Where could I go just to know the place you're in? Does the air happen to be thin? Why would I go to float and slow? We act to know where you go. What kind of weather could make me feel a little bit better while we wait here? While we wait here. And the sun moves up from a different place, and the moon morphs into a different shape. And I'm wide awake at the break of day, and I try to say it in the right way. Where could I go just to know? Just to know the place you're in. Why would I go? Why would I go? Floating slow. To float and slow. Act to know. We act to know.
Fantastic. Drona, live in the studio. Brand new music. Tell me a little bit about that song, one of you. They're exchanging guitars in the spaces here. So that's a new song. Only recently. Have you recorded it yet, or are you just now performing it for the first time?
I have recorded it with live drums. I wrote it with a drum machine, and I recorded it with me playing drums. I'm playing guitar, bass, and drums. We still need to master it a little bit, just because with levels and effects.
Yeah.
But
well, I like it a lot. It really sounds good, and again, your vocals and the harmonies are just beautiful. And
well, and it's not every day that you see somebody playing the bass and multitasking by doing the drum machine at the same time. Crazy. I mean,
that's right.
That's pretty crazy to watch that. Very impressive.
Yeah, Miss Pasha's like Geddy Lee in here. She's working the drum machine and working the bass. And one of my favorite three pieces, as a matter of fact, Rush.
Yeah.
Little old school, but man, they could tear it up. As a matter of fact, speaking of three pieces that are siblings, there is a band called Radkey. Are you familiar with Radkey?
Yes, we saw them with...
We saw them at Rose music hall.
They're like
Well,
Foo Fighter, Prodigy.
Yeah, of course.
whatever.
Only recently, though. I mean, they've been busting it for quite a few years, and they're a young group as well. A little bit older than you all, but very. I think the youngest guy in Radke's still a teenager. I think he's maybe 18 or 19. But anyway, they're a great three-piece. Killer rock and roll, great guitar playing, and sort of a punk edge for sure. Little on the heavier side, but they're out of St. Joe, Missouri, and making some waves now. Like you say, they opened for the Foo Fighters on a few shows last year, and
We're opening for Nirvana,
Yeah.
so beat that. Yeah, we're gonna open.
yeah. How about it, right? Anyway, okay, so love what you're doing, and let's talk a little bit about what it's like just being in the music scene in Columbia, Missouri, and all the other bands and musicians that you kind of come across along the way. Are you finding it a pleasant experience? Are people friendly? I mean,
Oh, definitely. People have been so
Super
generous,
generous,
and they've been so generous and open-minded, and kind of like everybody seems to really support each other, and everybody's also you always see people like a local musician playing at some club with some like slightly bigger band, or a bunch of local musicians getting together, and they keep like, it's kind of the same people, but they just keep forming bands with each other and kind of fostering a really productive and good-mannered music scene. And there's all kinds of spaces to play and venues, and we've just experienced a lot of generosity and kindness from other musicians, and we feel very grateful to live in a city that can harbor this kind of music.
yeah, I love it. Right here in the Midwest too, right? You mentioned Fretboard Coffee earlier, and that's a pretty cool little spot. They also do music down there sometimes. I don't know if Fretboard's doing anything, but we should put them on our list from now on. Once in a while, they have music down there as well.
Nothing that I could find tonight.
No.
I know they have been typically on the first Fridays that they have a little art
Right,
scene
right,
down
when they do it out
that
there
They have
at-
somebody performing there.
Maybe that's when they do it,
Yeah, I
just
know
that once a
Sam
month or
performed
something.
there 2 weeks ago or whatever
Okay.
that we had in here.
All right. So you're enjoying the music scene here in Columbia. How about other bands, other musicians that you're, like you mentioned the CPS showcase with Darkroom? Are there people that I should know about? Who are some other people that you're impressed with, that
So
you like
the-
like what they're doing?
The lineup isn't finalized.
No, I don't care about the lineup. I just
but-
mean in general.
okay.
You know.
Yeah, right now playing with us, or the tentative lineup is Alina Simmons, and she's a Hickman student.
Uh-huh.
And then Jane August Garrett is another great musician, and she has a band called Kelda and the Hags. And then also Estrella. They're our friends, and they're playing at Hit tonight. And then New Car Scent is. We love New Car Scent.
New Car Scent.
They're another kind of like punky trio, or sometimes trio. Sometimes they have 4 people, but they always come out and support us, and we're always like, they're very friendly and funny, and we love New Car Scent. They're super nice. So
All right.
every band is super nice. The other day we saw Ripped Jeans. One of their side projects, Telepathy Club. We saw them wearing one of our shirts to play a
Telepathy
gig.
Club. What a great name.
Yeah, we saw them wearing one of our shirts to play a gig, and we were so like honored. Like, whoa, somebody would wear our shirt to play a gig. It's so cool to us. So we really enjoy the.
Well,
local
I
music
love it,
scene.
and I think you're right. You hit it when you talked about the collaboration and people just kind of mixing it up and making new projects with whoever, and you just end up crossing paths with the same people, maybe in different sort of circumstances. But yeah, it's a really cool scene here in town, and we're lucky to have musicians like yourselves, and we have the support of the community to get places for you to play and stuff. I'd like to see more live venues, frankly.
Yeah.
But COVID was brutal, man, on live music. It was really, really rough.
Yeah.
So there's still some recovery, no pun intended, happening with regard to that. So, all right, we are at about 5:40. I'm gonna have one more song. I think we got time for one more from you guys. You want to do one more for us, and then we'll kind of wrap things up here.
Quickly tune up to Trading Fours. Let's try that.
Go for it. And I will remind people that they are listening to KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. My name is Mike Hagan. This is Open Mic Radio. We do this every Saturday, mostly. Second Saturday of the month, we make room for Big Cat Matt and a Rockabilly Corner. But we're here most of the time, and we give you live music in the studio and interviews with the musicians that do it. And I'm happy to have Drona with us this afternoon. You can find them on the web at Drona Music, D-R-O-N-A, music.com. Also, all your streaming platforms, Spotify, etc. Very easy to find them, okay? And for me, MikeHagan.com. All right, that's my website. And if you want to subscribe to the podcast, I'd appreciate that. And then you'll never miss any of these shows. And you also get the bonus of all these cool videos that John is doing. I'll put those up on the website as well. And you can hear the program and also watch and listen to some of the awesome video that's being captured these days here on Open Mic Radio. So, all right, once again, we have Drona, and they're going to play one more for us this afternoon before we turn it over to Ross Shumba and a reggae party. So I will ask these wonderful young people what they're going to do for us.
For our last song today, we're going to be doing a song called Trading Fours. And we played this song for the first time Monday, but it's unreleased. Surrey just finished up the drums, recording it yesterday. We hope to put it out in the next week or two. But I really like it. We try to make it really Trading Fours is like a jazz term for switching off on improvisation. So in our live song, we're gonna have some of that, but it's try to make it complicated. It's in 11/8. So it's we're got some harmonies and overlapping stuff going on. But look out for this song, and it'll be on our new project and probably release as a single in the near future.
All right, that's awesome. This is one called Trading Fours. It's Drona, and you're listening to it here, Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia.
Me by anyway.
And then it made sense, I could comprehend. A light switch went off in my head.
Till I realized.
And then it made sense.
Together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Trading Fours.
Nice.
Trading Fours. That's Drona live in the studio this afternoon. Great stuff, you guys.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely
Thank you
awesome.
for having us. It's
Oh.
super fun.
Very good. Okay, so a couple more questions before we scoot out of here.
All right.
Artists you'd like to work with?
First of all, like big artists or
Anybody?
local artists?
No, local.
Definitely.
I mean, you can tell me your big wish, but yeah.
Definitely somebody who's like coming through the Midwest, just like Millie is a band that I mentioned before.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they're really
Perspective,
good,
A
actually.
Lovely Hand
Yeah.
to Hold is a really good band that just put out a new album that is one of my favorites. And then, of course, like Dinosaur Jr., getting
Oh,
to work
yeah.
with them, that would be the
cool.
most amazing thing. That would be like going up and working with the gods, and just, that would be...
What about you, Pasha?
Snail mail?
Yeah, that would be
Pasha's a
crazy.
huge snail mail head.
Yeah.
So if any of those people are listening to it, then you have to hit us up and let us
Right.
add some stuff to your song.
So
to
who
work with us.
you like to do a project with?
Basically the same as them. Maybe Nothing
Ruben's
is
Accomplice.
another.
Oh, Ruben. Yeah.
Ruben's Accomplice is
There
not
you go.
active anymore. And
Oh,
they
I
also...
see.
Yeah,
You got to
they're-
pull him out of retirement. Send him a note.
Yeah.
Also, there's a shoegaze band Surrey mentioned, Nothing, is really cool. We got to see them in St. Louis and Duck Room. And they're so good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Plans for the fall? I guess school. Are you continuing your education or?
Yeah, I was thinking about like, okay, we
Taking
got
a year off or
got to
something?
play at Rose. We made it. I'm just gonna drop out. No, not really. I'm an incoming senior. Surrey's an incoming sophomore, and Pasha's an incoming.
I thought you graduated. That's right. You're a senior.
Pasha's incoming 7th grader. So I want to go on like a med school, pre-med path, and eventually just become a doctor. We've been going on some
Same
college
with
tours lately.
me and
Surrey and
also.
Pasha also want to do that. So yeah, school's going to start up in like about a week now. But we're just going to continue practicing.
Finishing
writing stuff,
recording
finish up an
songs on
album.
the weekend.
Maybe do an album release party sometime in like October, at the beginning of October.
Awesome.
If we can make that deadline. But yeah, just keep trying to make it to the big leagues and still make good grades.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got you got the tools.
Thanks.
Honestly, I really mean it. You're sharp and you're talented. All of you.
Thank you.
So
Thank you very
fantastic. I
much.
love it. I've got one more question, and it's not a question I would typically ask to band members, but because of your name, and I actually mentioned this to your mom a few weeks ago, but Arjuna, I happen to be familiar with the story, the creation mythology, essentially, of the Hindu religion, the Bhagavad Gita, and Arjuna is a primary character in that wonderful story. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but certainly it's a wonderful story. There's also a character by the name of Drona.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
you know
so
your
cool.
stuff.
You know that. Yeah.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
Right? So I was
Well-
going to ask where the band name came from, so I'm going to let you guys
All right.
tell. All right?
Well,
3 meanings.
yeah, it's got like a triple meaning, but basically, our dad is Indian. We're all half Indian, so we all have Indian names. Surya in the same Indian ancient epics is the sun god, and then Pasha is kind of a more abstract name for a term, kind of like a tether between reality and illusion. And then my name, like you mentioned, is just a character in that epic. And in the story, Drona, Arjuna is an archer, and Drona is his teacher who teaches him basically how to be a warrior. And
military strategist.
yeah, and
all
it's just
that.
like a very, very ancient Sanskrit names. And so one of the names. Well, from what my parents said, possibly I would have been named Drona, if not Arjuna. And then, so we were thinking of a band name, and we were like trying to think of what words could we put that would kind of describe our music, because we really like the band Slow Dive, and they have like a cool. And there's another band Dive that we like, and they have Dive in the name, and it just sounds cool.
Because their music is like shoegazy.
Yeah, and so we were what kind of matches with some of our music, and we thought like a drone. It kind of sounds like a drone, and then boom, we got the Indian. Reference. We got the drone. Yeah.
You know, I'm a huge fan of old blues music, and there's a style of blues music that's called drone style, and guys like R.L. Burnside or Junior Kimbrough play this. It's almost hypnotic the way the rhythm rolls, but it's awesome stuff, and I was curious if the term drone actually was part of the actual consideration for the name. So very cool. I like that you incorporated a whole bunch of stuff into it. So I love it. All right. Great name, great band, cool bunch of people. And I'm sure glad you're doing what you're doing. You keep doing it, and we'll keep an eye on you. If you've got something going in October, let me know. If you want to come down and just say hi like all these other people do, just drop in, and or we'll plan another show down the road, whatever.
That'd be cool.
But I'd love to do it, and I'm super supportive of you all. Okay. I'd also like to say that caller wants to announce the show tonight at the new outdoor stage in the Arcade District. A country band, Ty Toomsum and the Twang City Smokers. Okay. Ty Toomsum and the Twang City Smokers tonight at the new outdoor stage in the Arcade District, which I am not familiar with. We'll have to check that out, Kurt.
And that's 6 to 8.
6 to 8 tonight. Okay. All right.
And thank them for calling too, because that's how we find out. We got.
That's right. That's right.
We got to get a hold of us to help.
What I need to do is have them text me at 573-424-2890. That way the phone won't ring in the middle of a freaking performance. That was my fault. Sorry. But wait till you see what we do with post production. We're pretty good with that stuff.
I thought that was part of the improvisation.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna add that to the final version.
Yeah, we'll add into the real version. Then,
like what? Okay. All right. The website once again.
DronaMusic.com, and then
We're
Instagram.
on all streaming platforms.
Yeah, just look up Drona, and then Instagram is drona.the.music.
Okay.
The band.
D-R-O-N-A.
Drona the band.
Drona the band. You can find them easy. That's out there. Instagram, and do your typical web search. You'll be able to find them. But dronamusic.com is the website, and you'll be able to link to them from my site as well once we get this program up in the archives, and the podcast will be out sometime tomorrow afternoon. So anyway, we appreciate y'all being with us, and
thanks
you
for having us.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Very welcome. All right. Okay, Kurt, I think it's about time for us, huh?
Yeah.
We are going to head on out of here, okay? My email address, mikehagan@mikehagan.com. Once again, the website, mikehagan.com, podcast, etc. Send me music if you'd like to appear on the show. All right, you've been listening to it. Open Mic Radio right here on KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the weekend. Be cool.
Stick around for Rashumba.
Rashum and a reggae party coming up very soon. Be cool to yourself. Be cool to other people. Stick around. Rashumba. And next week, I think JRTs. I haven't confirmed that yet, but hoping JRTs will be with us next week. Or we'll just wing it like we do. Okay? All right. That's it. Kurt, let's get out of here.